Coming up on this episode of the Village Idiom.
The goose itself had a big stomach full of gold. So they slaughtered the goose.
I believe you're referring to its cloaca.
I have no idea what you're saying right
Well,
now.
the goose hole thing.
The goose.
You know.
The goose hole.
Because they got all their biological parts.
That is the new name I'm calling people.
Hashtag goose hole. But they got all their kind of parts all woven into one
Cut
thing.
me off in traffic, driving like a total goose hole.
Dum dum da da. Village Idiom.
Hello and welcome to the Village Idiom.
Yes, y'all. We are a podcast that once a week takes a pinky toe and dips it into the shallow end of the idiom pool.
Sometimes I do feel like complete idioms with all these intros.
We truly are. Basically, we're going to talk about how a specific, usually English idiom works, how it's used, where it comes from, but really it's just an excuse to chat about whatever we feel like and kind of use it as a thread.
We do hang it. It's the coat hook that we hang.
Carry through.
That we hang our clothing on.
My name is Jurassic Mark, and beside me is the lovely Skinny.
It's awesome. It's been an amazing week.
This week has had some events.
We've been plodding through. There has been a contest going on through Western Canada.
We can say it, right? We can say what it's called?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get into it.
Gold Hunt.
Goldhunt.ca.
Goldhunt.ca.
It's been fantastic. We are avid cachers, or have been more so at different times of life.
Well, it's kind of the combo. Like we like geocaching, we like doing exit rooms, and
all of these puzzle-related things is something that really floats our boat.
And that's what Gold Hunt is, right?
Yeah. So Gold Hunt is a giant. A company in Edmonton has put together this series of prizes. There's $300,000 on the line over 3 cities.
Yeah,
100,000 in each city. So Vancouver has one, Edmonton, Calgary. You're sent a map. And then on the map is a series of clues. You've got to kind of sift your way through that.
So series of riddles. The riddles are the map. They don't give you a geographical map.
Right. You can get one of those yourself.
Yeah.
And then sort that through on the internets with the Googles.
And then on top of the... Okay, we're going to do our best not to give away
we won't do any...
what we've read, but I think we can say some vague things. So there is a list of riddles to solve, and there you can accumulate... a variety of ways, clues or hints that
somehow help out with these riddles.
Yeah.
But these are some nebulous things.
They're nasty.
We're working through on the Vancouver ones because that's where we're located, and it is a mind melt.
Yeah.
We started because it came out on June 1st at midnight.
Yeah.
And so... June 1st at midnight.
We were there.
We were there ready and refreshing.
So all cities were released at the same time. Gold Hunt has been awesome with all their information, and
we love what they're doing. Love these guys.
And the host Chris is funny and
yeah, it's been really an entertaining adventure.
Yeah.
So somehow in some way you assemble these series of clues, put them into some sort of makes sense package to you, coordinate yourself down to a location. And then from there, you start in on the hunt. You're looking for some sort of treasury-related thing that will ultimately get you to the grand prize.
But let's be clear. Let's help out a little bit. You are not digging up.
Oh, yeah. Hashtag no shovel.
Hashtag no shovel. Hashtag golden rule.
Apparently, hashtag morons have been wrecking the cityscape. And
so they made it very clear. I don't know why people are out there with shovels. They made it clear. Do not dig up the city.
Perhaps people aren't on their social media as frequently as you are.
I'm on social media enough anyway, but I was all over anything Gold Hunt leading up to the release of the map, so that I knew, they did some testers and some sample riddles, and they gave out more information every day. They would modify, so you knew exactly. And so people are just out there like every shovel.
It was like boom. So apparently
hashtag all the shovels.
So the end hashtag is hashtag no shoveling.
No shovel, don't dig.
So so it was like night one. We were into it. We were up to like 3 a.m. and then went home and then up individually for another hour, slogging through.
It felt like we were. Well, no, I don't. I was gonna say successful. Successful is the wrong word.
It was unsuccessful.
But you feel like you're on these.
It's a series of guesses built upon guesses.
Yeah.
It's an inception of guesses.
Yeah.
And so in the end of it, apparently already, and this isn't something that the map in Edmonton has been solved.
They got it within 24 hours.
Yeah, and so the host. What was the host's deal?
So Chris ahead of time, because people are all like, "What if I get in the first night? What if?" And he's
You'll
like,
never get this in the first
This is
night.
going to take weeks. And he goes, if any of the cities find it within 24 hours, I'll eat my shirt. And so everybody's been like, hashtag, hey Chris, eat shirt, and stuff like that. And so sure enough, within I don't know what it was, 20 hours.
The irony is
like it was in the final stretch.
The
there.
ironing is
Edmonton,
amazing.
and it was a family.
Yeah, nice.
Looks like
modest
I'm
family
guessing,
that
but it
loves
looks
puzzles.
Like mom, dad, 2 teenager kids, and
Something in that scenario, and somehow
they are
they were able to
$100,000
walk away
richer.
with the big prize. I guess someone's going to college.
Oh my goodness!
Papa's getting a new car. Congratulations to you.
We have a long ways to go.
Yeah, so it's we're working full time and doing lives, and we got multiple kids each and all the rest of it, and so it's like late at night. It's like, what do you think about clue number 4? Like, I think it's this. It's like, that makes no sense. How about this? Okay, that kind of makes sense. You're like shoehorning random
That's
crap.
the real, at least in our case.
it's
I don't
so
know if
funny.
other people are struggling like we are, where you're onto something, and so you try and make everything work around that something.
Right.
Just like, and you can usually.
Please
if
make
you try
sense.
hard enough. It's like it's under the big T. All right. Well, Tim Hortons
Where's
starts with
the
T.
Tim Hortons starts with the
They're
T.
big.
And they have donuts. I wonder if it's but donuts have holes. I bet you it's in a hole.
Maybe it's do not go there.
The answer is potato.
Exactly.
It must be potato. You have no idea what's going on. It's been really fun.
It
So
is.
we have made some headway. We're having some
Yeah,
laughs
we
doing
could say
it.
we're confident on.
We have one we really like.
We have one.
Yeah, we have one.
But we have honest to goodness strong ideas on most. Some maybe like 2 that were just no idea.
Yes, I think you're being generous.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could be much further away from that, but we are having
We have
fun
at least have notes written down
in the war
on
room.
several of them.
So it's been fun. So
Yeah.
it's just something to tack on to our week. It's been a really fun week. Super engaging. And so we thought we'd build some idiom content around this because this has been consuming our week.
Yeah. So we'll for us, it's like there's so many ways you can go with this. For us, it's been just insane ideas, thinking outside of the box. You feel like you're pulling your hair out. And
One of
so-
us is.
Yeah, well, one of us is.
One of
pulling our
us is
hair out.
already done doing that. You
So
win.
this
you win
is
again.
This is the idiom we chose for today. It goes like this.
Maybe this whole thing's a wild goose chase.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
a wild goose chase is the idiom. Did you recognize that at all?
No, where's it from?
That was Fred from the Scooby-Doo Where Are You cartoon.
Oh, that's a perfect thing.
1969, first season. I'm like, that's great.
And that pretty much sums up the whole thing.
Yeah.
That it has been a wild goose chase. I have no idea, where does this idiom actually, what are some thoughts behind it, what it means?
Well, it's cool. Well, so first of all, how you use it. Before we get into the origins, how you use this one is just like you use it when there's an absurd or a seamless, nonsensical pursuit you're on. But when I was looking at this, that's basically the end of.
That sounds like what we're doing.
Yeah, that is what we're doing.
Yeah.
But I always assumed
We're
that
on a
going on a
wild
wild goose chase was also something that somebody put you on, like an intentional misleading. But that's not necessarily the case
Well, it's kind of the case.
in this one.
Yeah, because they're not coughing up their $100,000 with ease.
Nor should they.
No.
You should have to work for it. That Edmonton family.
Yeah.
You have
So
no
I'm not
work
sure.
ethic at all.
Perhaps they just stayed up for 20 hours straight, or they're a genius family, or they fluked onto something. I don't know what happened.
I'm sure that there's brains behind it because
they've got to be smart. They like
Has
riddles.
to
It
be.
says they like
But
riddles.
there's also times where things we've come across where we're like, multiple options work for this riddle.
Yes.
And so we were talking about this earlier, where imagine if we both had padlocks with 100 keys each and only one key works. You might get it on the first try.
Right.
I might get it on the 99th try. And so it is possible
They got
for
it on-
luck to play in a little bit.
They got it in there, but we don't want to throw shade at them too
no,
bad.
not at all. They nailed it.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Good for them.
Yeah, if their series of riddles is anything like ours, they are like a step below divine.
Yeah, well,
Smart folks.
They'll keep the two of us busy for however long it takes until somebody else. We might actually be relieved when we lose.
Just like,
It's over.
Thank you, this is over.
Well, let's get into the history.
Sleep
and-
is overrated, right?
Yeah,
You
totally.
just sleep when we're dead.
Yeah. How do you rate sleep?
It's
On a
low
scale
right
of 1
now.
to 10.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I rank it potato.
All right, let's get into it.
I said some words, where'd they go? Where'd they go? No one can know. I turned around and looked behind. Those words came from another mind.
Origins.
Fantastic. Thank you, Dobby Ravies, for that lovely single of Origins themes.
All right, well, this phrase is old and appears to be one of the many phrases we've come across that is introduced by our favorite person, William Shakespeare.
He is the dude on idioms.
But it is older than him, but it's the first recorded citation is from Romeo and Juliet.
Okay.
1592. So it's Romeo talking to Mercutio. Mercutio? I think it's Mercutio.
It's Mercutio, yeah.
Romeo talking to... So it's... Romeo says, switching spurs. Wait, I need a better accent.
Shall I compare thee to a...
Switching spurs. Oh, but Romeo's Romeo. It's got to be more suave. Switching spurs.
Oh,
Switching
yeah.
spurs.
You know what time it is, Juliet.
Or I'll cry a match. Anyway, they were having a battle of wits. But Mercutio knows he has no chance against Romeo and replies with, "Nay, if thy wits run the wild goose chase, I have done, for thou hast more of the wild goose in one of thy wits than I am sure I have in whole 5.
Theater Under the Stars, you make sure you give us a call, and you can have this.
That's
You can have this right here.
This is a full package. I've got one accent.
Barely.
Yeah, barely. Our current use of the phrase alludes to an undertaking, which will probably prove to be fruitless, right? And that's the only way we think of it. But even in Shakespeare, they're not using it that way. So our understanding differs in this way. So the earlier meaning is not related to hunting or even being misled on a wild adventure, but it was about a horse racing.
Yes.
It was specific. It was a specific kind. It was specific kind of horse race. Did you look up the rules of that? The way they
No,
a wild goose chase?
tell me.
And actually, I kind of wish this horse race still existed because basically, I'll put it in my own words because
Set a goose free and let it fly off, and the horses have to get it.
Wild Goose Chase was a race that all the horses would follow a lead horse. So the lead, they would start with a lead.
It ends up coming out like a V shaped.
Yeah, so
chasing the...
Well, because they like the same way that geese fly, you're chasing one lead one.
Mm-hmm.
That was the thing. So you had to overtake the lead horse to be winning. And once you were in the lead, your horse could go wherever you wanted. So you didn't have to follow a track. There's no path. You could do whatever. Turn suddenly.
Right.
So it was actually hard to overtake the lead
That would be fun.
because you don't know the direction the lead might take.
That would be super fun.
So Wild Goose Chase, because they're following like a V, you're following that leader, but also wild because it was like random all over the place.
This randomly going after some
Did
sort of...
that make sense? Did I
pattern?
explain that? Yeah,
100%. I loved it. Gets me thinking of that Pirates of the Caribbean or Caribbean Queen or Caribbean Queen, depending on your Billy Ocean, if it's specific or specific. This map with like, go to the giant palm tree, and when the woodpeckers knocks 3 times,
Yeah.
all that sort of thing will lead you to a certain spot. And this piratey adventure has been a real theme for what these people are doing. People are actually throwing out their Instagram pictures done up like pirates.
Oh, I know. They're totally into it. The
Families with eye patches.
The community of Gold Hunt has been super fun, super friendly, like all ages.
I was born on a pirate ship.
I know you were. I've seen the picture. It's been good natured, the whole thing. It's been fun, even if we're sucking at it and losing.
Well, in that thing of geese and money, as it relates to the goose chase, the wild goose chase, but there's also the golden goose.
Yeah.
And the goose that lays the golden eggs. He's
Right.
not quite golden, but he lays
we're
golden
chasing
eggs.
gold. We're talking about geese. This is perfect.
This is a goose that's
Was that
crapping out gold
specifically-
coins.
Oh no. I looked up
This is from the Jack and the Beanstalk.
Okay, that's what I was just going to ask
Yes.
you, because when I looked up the golden goose just on a rabbit trail yesterday, it was a different story than I was familiar with, because I always thought it was just the giant had the goose that laid the golden egg. But the story I read was about a peasant couple who had this goose that laid a golden egg, and they came to the conclusion, like it was its own proverb, so to speak, whatever the word is. It had its own moral to the story was
Idiom.
It had a moral to the story. So they had this goose that laid golden eggs, but they're like, the eggshell is such a fine layer of gold. They assumed that the only way that these eggs had a layer of gold is if the goose itself had a big stomach full of gold. So they slaughtered the goose.
I believe you're referring to its cloaca.
I have no idea what you're saying right
Well,
now.
the goose hole thing.
The goose.
You know,
the goose hole.
because they got all their biological parts.
That is the new name I'm calling people.
Hashtag goose hole. That they got all their kind of parts all woven into one
cut
thing.
me off in traffic,
called
driving like a total goose hole.
Like it's the cloaca. You are a cloaca.
Cloaca.
Yeah, it's like it's their butt. It's where they whiz. I think it's the eggs. Like it's all in one spot. I believe. I'm not up on my goose anatomy and
goose
chickens.
spot?
I think it's. I think it's the cloaca. I think
Okay.
it's the kind of an all-in-one package in animal land.
Yeah, it sounds like you really know your stuff.
I'm not a doctor or anything.
You wrote one word down, cloaca, and just went with your own.
Just make up the rest.
Yeah, so the couple in my story, they chopped him open and no gold. It was like any other goose.
You gotta go for the cloaca.
And they were like,
Once you've
it's
had-
the equivalent of the bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Like, they should have just kept keeping their eggs, but instead they slaughtered the thing that was giving them the gold.
Just that is a bad moral.
Why don't we take a quick break,
Absolutely.
talk about something really fun. Well, you might be enjoying listening to our podcast, and we hope you have been.
We've been using an app called Podcoin. It's available on iPhone or Android. It's free. It's easy.
And it's awesome because it actually turns your podcast listening into Amazon gift cards, Starbucks gift cards, and other choices.
If you're actually a charitable type person, you can convert your Podcoins to buy rice or to give blankets to the homeless or clean water to those who need it.
So download the Podcoin app and use invite code. Man, I screw up that line every time.
It's a coid.
Use
Invite code.
what's the goose?
To lay the
goose
golden
hole?
cloaca.
Use invite code the Village Idiom. You'll get 300 Podcoin just for signing up if you use our coin.
That's 300 Podcoins just for signing up if you use the cloaca, the Village Idiom.
Oh, we are natural born advertisers.
So, when I think of this chasing after something, it brings us back to a number of adventures we've had in geocaching land.
I love geocaching.
Yeah, so geocaching has been fun. I'm just thousands of finds, but just a short about 300 first to finds.
Yeah.
And so the first to finds is so exciting. It's this part of geocaching when the geocache first comes out, you get a notification on your phone or your computer, whatever, and then the hunt is on, and it
Go,
is
go,
like
go.
Out the door, grab
Race to be the first.
your pack. So it could be solving a riddle, or it could just be go to this location, whoever's first there, and you're flying down the road. And some of them have been really exciting. I know we've had first to finds together.
See, some of those have been solving riddles and whatever, and we've still, well, it's mostly you, but we've still been first to find on those.
It's
We'd love to
fun.
be first to find on this gold hunt.
And just the geocaching is just for, the fun and the
Accolades.
glory. But
Like accolades for 4 other people.
for the 4 other people in Vancouver who care,
Yeah.
it was for them.
Yeah, well, that's good, though.
But some of the most fun adventures we've had have been
solving
related to
things
this.
and going on hunts and chases.
I've had a first to find in America, first to find in the Dominican.
We did that all-nighter geocache that
yeah!
was like through crazy forest.
Our friend Ted put together this. It was the Gold Star series.
Yeah.
And so it went everywhere around. It went everywhere around, kind of in the Burnaby region.
That's British Columbia for our overseas listeners.
Yes, for all of our London subscribers, our European people, just so they know what's going on in Burnaby Lake. And so solving these puzzles, making it all happen. And the very end was this most amazing Da Vinci Code.
What do you call that thing?
I know it. I don't want to wreck it, but it was a cryptix.
Yeah, cryptics. Yeah.
And so it's like solving this cryptics that's like the size of a bazooka.
Totally.
It was crazy. And we're in the middle of the night in this forest. It was fantastic.
Soaking wet. Yeah.
Yeah, my brother-in-law, Ryan, was there.
That's
and
right.
This is what got him into geocaching, was that event was so thrilling.
And he wasn't even like logging it or anything back then,
He was just
right?
along for the ride.
Yeah, that's right. That's fun.
Some of these things are hilarious, but that part of that adventure.
All right, back on track. That's where it comes from, the original meaning, but that meaning had been lost by the 19th century, and in Gross's Dictionary of the Vulgar Tongue, which we've referred to in previous episodes, in 1811, defined the term much the way we do today, a tedious, uncertain pursuit, like the following a flock of wild geese who are remarkably shy. Now, I read that, remarkably shy. I don't find geese shy. Maybe it's the geese I've seen, because I'm
Geese
thinking,
are mean.
Yeah, they're mean. They'll attack.
Geese are territorial, and they will. There's great videos of like
I would never
guys in
assign-
office buildings who are filming people while
Getting chased by geese.
Geese are in their roosting
Maybe
season.
that's what a Wild.Goose.Chase is the geese are chasing
Maybe.
you.
They chase after people. And
Yeah.
that YouTube video where the guy's like trying to shoo it away with a briefcase, and he's just going crazy. It's amazing. But geese are mean.
I would never associate shyness with geese. That's the sound. That'll give you nightmares. I've had that sound in my face. I'm like, I'm feeding you breadcrumbs.
Don't you be like that.
Don't you give me that.
I will snap your Canadian neck.
Maybe it's Canadian geese. Maybe the rest of the world's geese are quite shy.
We're just making up. That's what the rest of the stories are
Canada
for.
is known
We're sorry
for being
about our geese.
Yeah. Canada's known being so friendly. Except for our geese.
Our geese are like bad
Our
attitude.
geese are very American. Our Canadian geese
It's funny.
are quite New Yorkian.
Other like
attitude.
it's like in the vein of alligator hissing, because alligators do this too.
Do they really?
When they're like, I'm too lazy to move, but
I
they hiss.
I think I'd be more scared with the alligators.
I haven't seen one.
I
in
don't
that
ever see
encounter,
somebody saying
but
alligators are quite shy.
goose are terrifying. They don't even have teeth. They're terrifying.
They have something. I've been bit by a goose.
This is like the beginning of a great joke.
No joke. Feeding the geese and then all of a sudden hissing, snap, like it hurts.
I don't even think they don't have. I don't think they have teeth.
I don't think birds have teeth.
Do they have lips or anything?
I don't know.
I know they have cloacas,
They have cloacas. They have goose holes.
but no lips.
They walk. They
I'm
don't
pretty
bend their
sure they
legs.
don't have-
They do like a goose step.
Whoa! Like that's where they got it from.
That's where they got it from.
Their geese are Nazis. That's where all this rolls down.
All right. Well, how about some pop culture? In 1978, a film called The Wild Geese alluded to this phrase in its title, and it referred back to the Irish mercenaries who flew from Ireland to serve in various European armies, 16th, 18th centuries, and of course they embarked on a near impossible mission, but because it's an action film, it wasn't impossible. They did it. And other places in pop culture, I wanted to play you this and see if you I'm giving you a trio.
Okay.
This is 3 sound bites
Okay.
in a row.
See if I can play some. See if you can beat me to it.
Here we go.
That's me, that goddamn computer said you got another wild goose chase.
This may sound like a wild goose chase, but I think I just saw.
It's a wild goose chase is what it is.
0, 0, and 0.
Really? Well, let me tell you, all 3.
You actually derailed me on the GD in there.
I meant to bleep that out. Maybe you could do that in post. Okay. I meant to mute that and I forgot all about it. First one, Die Hard. Second one, Die Hard 2. Third one, Die Hard with a Vengeance. Really? Yeah.
That's funny.
It led me, I'm like, it's got to be in every movie. Maybe this is a thing, but I could only find the 3.
That's like its own Easter golden
Isn't
egg.
that funny? All 3 movies, Wild.Goose.Chase.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love those little references.
They've got 5 movies in the hopper and 1 on the way. Did you hear about John McClane coming out?
No.
There's a new one coming. It's just called just called McClane, I think.
Yeah, John McClane is like too John Wick,
Yeah.
except Scottish.
Is John McClane the same name as like presidential candidate
It's McCain.
McCain? That's how much I know my U.S. politics.
And I believe he's passed. Yeah. So,
I know he's passed, but I
well,
was
he
just
died
wondering
in a
if the-
building explosion.
That's McClane.
That's McClane. That was different. And he didn't die.
And he didn't die.
It's got nothing to do with anything particular.
Yeah.
I was trying to work this together. Okay.
What do you got?
Bring you a little piece of amusement for
Okay.
you. Okay. Man walks into a bar, asks for a beer, half a shot of vodka, half a shot of bourbon. Bartender says, "What do you call this?" "We'll take the Grey Goose vodka, the Wild Turkey bourbon. You slam the beer and then do the Wild.Goose.Chase."
Where'd you come up with that?
Just came to me.
You stole my joke. It wasn't my joke. I had punchline only.
I approved your joke.
I got nowhere. He stole it. That's the best. What a great surprise. I literally told you. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the audience. I told him I'm not doing a joke because it sucks. It's Wild Goose Chase or Wild Goose Chaser. It'll be about alcoholic drink. I can't come up with anything. I had no idea.
Grey Goose vodka, Wild Turkey bourbon.
He says, before we start, give me a few minutes. And he sits in a chair with a pen and paper. Suck.
It's you slam the beer and then do a Wild Goose Chaser.
That's awesome.
There you go.
You suck so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey,
if you don't cheat, you're only cheating yourself.
Hey,
What do you think about that?
use your eyes and plagiarize.
Are these like high school things?
Probably.
You're back into I was born on a pirate ship. It's just the stuff that you don't even hear. I haven't heard that type of stuff for forever.
I know. It's all this terrible.
It's funny what's wedged into your head.
Right?
Yeah.
It's going to come out on this show. For sure.
Fantastic.
Continues
That
to come
idea,
out.
that idea of shoehorning things in that don't quite belong, that will round out this whole riddle experience.
Well, I'm glad you had a joke. I guess I won't tell one.
You can have half of mine.
That's so great. I love that.
Cool. Well, let's think about wrapping these things together. What do we got?
Well, you know what? Let's give a little shout out
love
to
shout-outs.
people who chimed in this past week. Specifically, let's talk about last week's episode, which was Pictures Worth 1,000 Words.
Okay.
We left you with a riddle link, which we'll explain the rules in 1 second here, and encouraged everybody to chime in with their answers. The riddle link was, the star of Short Circuit is worth half a picture. The correct answer was Johnny 500 Words. So Johnny 500 words, mash them together. And
It's clever.
I've got 3 names that I would have to go back because their answers kind of flooded in altogether, but we'll just give everyone credit. Steve Van Dopp,
Love that guy.
the _ Escalade, and
that's good.
Maniac 36.
Love all of those
Yeah,
people.
they were quick. I did have some other ones that
Close but no cigars.
Close but no cigars. They got one was trying to jam Steve Gutenberg into the answer, and
Interesting. How did he do that?
he didn't. He just he
put Steve Gutenberg
He
on a
eventually
page?
got there.
Okay.
So that was I didn't write down the username because it was a little late in the game, but it was Chris Gary something.
I still love that guy.
Yeah. So and then other ones were like Johnny Words, like Short Circuit Words, like that kind of
Johnny Words.
stuff. So thank you for playing along. It was super fun. Riddle Link is a game that Skinny and I made up years past, and it basically is a 2-part trivia-based riddle that requires, nay, demands a 2-part overlapping answer.
It's a hodgepodge of pop culture and random knowledge, and so.
And typically revolves around our idiom for the day. So
Let me give you one as an example and see if you can pull this out of thin air here.
okay.
Okay, this little obscure, but you're good like that. Steppenwolf got his motor running on this crazy gander chase.
Oh, man. Get your motor running. Head out on the highway. Looking for adventure. And what's the name of the song? Oh, I just got it. Born to be Wild Goose Chase. Yes.
I messed up the crazy gander run, but yeah, it's the Born to be Wild Goose
I
Chase.
couldn't think of the title of the song.
I did, and you went through the whole song. I'm like,
I was hoping.
is he gonna go falsetto? Because I thought for a second you didn't put the
Born
falsetto.
to be wild.
There it is.
Falsetto
You
for the
gotta
week.
have some falsetto. Good job.
More falsetto.
Born to be Wild Goose
Okay, let me
Chase.
give you one back.
Okay.
Do you want... one's quite hard, I think.
Save the hard one for our fans who have advantage.
Okay, I'll
of
give
the,
you one that's a little more
the
pop
Googles.
culture. See if you get this.
Okay.
In his most famous romance, Shakespeare should have cast the natural-born killer actress.
Romeo and Juliet Moore?
No. Oh, I didn't think of her.
Romeo and Juliet.
Have you seen Natural Born Killers? Woody Harrelson and
Woody Harrelson. That's the only person I know from the movie. Juliet. La
Luke, I am your father. La Loli. Juliette Lewis.
Okay, I didn't know. That's good.
Romeo and Juliet.
I did enjoy the Tommy boy. Julia.
You got another one?
Yeah. Let me hit you with one more. Okay. It's a little obscure.
Okay.
You'd had have been paying attention earlier in the episode.
Oh no, I hate when you do that to me.
Hershey's Chocolate Variety Pack is giving away $300,000 to pirates.
Variety pack. Something that, like Hershey Gold Hunt?
You're very close.
Hershey's Pot of Gold Hunt?
Yes.
Is that Hershey's?
Pot of Gold.
Pot of Gold. No, the
You know,
black
the little
box.
That's the one. It was real common. I was going to throw a Christmas kind of line in there because that's usually when
I didn't
they
know
show
that was
up.
Hershey.
Pot of Gold.
Hunt.
Pot of Gold Hunt. Yeah.
Another, well, hashtag Gold Hunt.
Hashtag
You're getting
no shovel.
all the shout outs today.
Hashtag no shovel.
All right, well, I am going to give one more, but do not answer.
Okay.
I said this one's harder, but if you do know it, don't shout it out. I'm going to leave this one hanging once again for all of our listeners, all of our, the affectionate term we have for all of you is our
Village-idiom children.
illegitimate children.
Let me tell them how they can get a hold of us.
Perfect.
You can find us at the.village.idiom on Instagram. You can email us at thevillageidiompodcast@gmail.com. Or if you're on Facebook or YouTube, search for 3 Minutes Gone, all one word. That's the number. 3 Minutes Gone, all one word. We'd love to hear from you.
That's awesome. Here's your riddle link and your chance to jump in with the correct answer. The writer of The Importance of Being Earnest led him on a bizarre and nonsensical pursuit.
That's
There it is.
awesome. I got pieces of it right away. Let's see if you can get it too. So this has been the Village Idiom. I am Skinny.
I am Jurassic, hashtag no shovel Mark.
These are the Village Idioms.
Here we go.
We're off on a wild goose chase. We will be no strangers.
Last 3 minutes gone.